Good afternoon. Welcome to Storytime Theater with William Baxter. That's me. And today's story, which helps kick off the upcoming holiday season, is entitled The Legend of Good King Wenceslas, which is out of my book, Web Tales. The Legend of Good King Wenceslas. Wenceslas I, better known as Good King Wenceslas, was born in 907 AD during the Dark and Middle Ages, when paganism ruled the world with its horrific and evil rituals. He was the son of Vladislav I, who was the Duke of Bohemia at the time of his birth. Even though Wenceslas was Vladislav's heir to the throne, Vladislav died when Wenceslas was a very small child, so he was not ready to assume the leadership of Bohemia. Wenceslas went to live with his grandmother, Ludmilla. She raised Wenceslas on the teachings of Christianity, and the heir to the throne eventually became a very strong Christian ruler. In the meantime, Wenceslas's pagan mother, Dromira, married to Vladislav, was running the country. Her temporary authority was evil and cruel. The evil Dromira became insanely jealous over the influence Ludmilla, who was Dromira's mother-in-law, had over her son, Wenceslas, and arranged to have Ludmilla murdered. Because of the circumstances behind Ludmilla's death, she was venerated by the church as a Christian martyr and canonized as a saint. Today, Saint Ludmilla is referred to as the patron saint of people with in-law problems. No joke. The evil Dromira then tried to convert her son Wenceslas back to paganism. Her efforts backfired, however, as Wenceslas exiled his mother for all her crimes when he was finally able to take the throne. Wenceslas sought to rule his country with the same Christian principles in which his grandmother, Saint Ludmilla, raised him on. Wenceslas established many Christian policies during his reign, which made him a very capable ruler in Bohemia. As a result, many churches began to pop up everywhere in Bohemia and Germany, and in the midst of the culture controlled by pagan rituals and beliefs. Wenceslas found the St. Vitus Cathedral. There are some historic accounts which state that Wenceslas took a vow of poverty. He often went out among his people and gave alms to the poor, orphans, and prison inmates. One of the more popular stories about Wenceslas I was that he and his page left the warmth and comforts of the palace and went out into the cold, poverty-stricken streets of Prague to give alms to the poor on a cold winter night of December 26th, which is the second day of Christmas, as well as the feast day of St. Stephen. As the story goes, the page got very cold and wanted to go back to the palace. But because of Wenceslas' love for God and his fellow men, he pressed onward. Then a miracle from above happened. Heat and the Christmas light miraculously animated from the footprints of Wenceslas imprinted in the snow. So as long as the king and the page walked in those footprints, Wenceslas and his page were able to stay warm and complete their task of giving alms to the poor that night. Unfortunately, a lot of Wenceslas' Christian policies didn't fly with a lot of pagan nobles like Henry the Fowler, who ruled Germany at the time. Henry the Fowler organized an army and invaded Bohemia and forced Wenceslas into submission. Wenceslas' Christian policies in a pagan society also didn't fly with Prince Boleslaus, the pagan brother of Wenceslas I. One fateful day, Boleslaus and 3 of his knights plotted the assassination of good King Wenceslas. One day in 35 AD, while Wenceslas was on his way to church, Boleslaus' 3 knights ambushed Wenceslas on the streets of Prague and killed him. Because of the circumstances behind the assassination of Wenceslas I, Wenceslas too was venerated by the church as a Christian martyr. Because of that, and because there were reports of people experiencing miracles from on high when they visited the tomb of Wenceslas, he was also canonized as a saint and was known as Saint Wenceslas I from that time on. Today, Wenceslas I is known as the patron saint of the Czech Republic. There is a major landmark in downtown Prague named after him, Wenceslas Square. There is also a statue of the Czech Republic's patron saint in Prague. About 900 years after the reign of Saint Wenceslas I, the Duke of Bohemia became known by another popular title when John Neal wrote the lyrics to one of our most beloved Christmas carols, Good King Wenceslas. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, cold and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon at night, though the frost was cruel. When a poor man came on sight, gathering winter's fuel. Hither, page, and stand by me, if thou knowest telling yonder peasant, who is he, where and what his dwelling. Sire, he lives a goodly hence, underneath the mountain, right against the forest fence, by St. Agnes fountain. Bring me flesh and bring me wine, bring me pine logs hither. Thou and I shall see him dine, when we bear them thither. Page and monarch, forth they went together, through the rude winds wild lament, and the bitter weather. Sire, the night is darker now, and the wind blows stronger. Fails my heart, I know not how. I can go no longer. Mark my footsteps, my good page. Tread thou in them boldly. Thou shalt find the winter's rage freeze thy bloodless coldly. In his master's step he trod, where the snow lay dinted. Heat was in the very sod, when the saint had printed. Therefore, Christian men, be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who know will bless the poor, shall yourselves find blessing. Thank you for listening in on Short Story Time Theater this afternoon. And you all have a good day now, and I'll be back with more folk songs and stories.